Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode of City Skylines with me, CityZilla, and today we are in the city of Canalville. And so we have a few things that we need to do today. We need to address some access issues. We are starting to have a little bit of a backup right here, and I honestly didn't even really think about it until I started planning out this episode, and I was like, we're going to end up running into some pretty major issues. And so I did add in mods, and I made a few changes off camera. So I went ahead and added in key walls all the way down this main stretch, and then I leveled out the canals almost all the way around, and then I leveled out this section right here as well as this section. And it kind of leaves us some room to do some really interesting stuff. I was playing around with whether we should keep this road elevated or drop it down, and I think because we need to have that space for the boats, it's going to be really smart for us to keep at least a little bit of an elevated piece. So I think for this road and possibly even this road, we'll keep them elevated and then we'll have them kind of drop down. And so a couple other things I wanted to get into. I drew out this kind of a pier area. I just did surface painter and then did some planters and stuff just to kind of clean it up. And then I placed a couple little eco buildings down, just to make it look good. And I did add in some truck assets as well. You can kind of see this guy. This is a night transportation truck. But then we have here's a Black & Decker one just to kind of, mix up the industry buildings. I'd initially done it for Crater Lake, but then I saw it in this build too. I'm guessing just because the asset is universal. I'm sure I could go in and turn it off, but I think it adds a little bit of a level of realism here. Like we got a Coca-Cola truck, and then because we recently did the IKEA build in Crater Lake, we have little IKEA trucks too. And so it's kind of funny. We'll have to kind of pay attention to that. And then so now all of our roads are relatively level. There's still some that are pretty bumpy, but so let's go ahead and jump right in. And so what I want to do is build out a neighborhood right here and probably right here. And then I think we really need to think about what we're going to do for access. And so if we remember with our airport city, we ended up bringing this road all the way down. We kept it as a freeway, and then we had it go all the way up here and eventually connect up to this freeway. So what I was thinking is if we connect a freeway right here, have it come up and loop around, or if we connect it in that same spot and have it come up here and go straight and connect right there, because then it would leave us some room to be able to do maybe an undivided highway that comes up here, because we really got to pay attention to some of the issues that we may end up running into, especially playing with mods. And it's kind of funny, I don't know if I've turned off despawning it. No, I haven't. So we go like that. So currently no despawning, and that's how I normally play, just because it makes it a little tougher for traffic. Normally the game will automatically delete cars, and so it's definitely something that makes it a little more challenging. But I normally like it because it helps me to see where some of my traffic issues are. And so especially with cities, that's one of the biggest problems with cities is traffic. And so what I think we'll do is we will do that second option. We'll connect one up here and then maybe actually right down here. And we'll have it kind of meander along this coast and then come up here to this little island, or even over here, and then turn and then come up over here and connect. Because then it's going to kind of future-proof us for this area. We're really going to not have to worry about traffic as much, and then we can kind of take some pressure off this main arterial as well, that little couplet that we have. Because that's really going to become a problem for us if we don't do anything, especially if we end up expanding out here with the downtown. Like I'm thinking, how are people going to get over here? And especially with the car-driven society, you do have to have a freeway, even though freeways are eyesores, and in a lot of cities they're really terrible. Having that freeway is definitely something that we're going to want to do. And so I think even before we do that, I was initially going to do the neighborhood first, but I think we'll go ahead and do that first, because then we just won't have to worry about it. And it's just going to take a little bit of time too. So we're going to jump into highways, and we are going to go to a 3-lane highway. Yeah, there you go, with sound barrier. We're going to come up over here, and you know what? Maybe we should level this out first, because I really don't want to get super crazy, especially since we already have a pretty big height disparity here. So maybe we will go in here and grab this guy. Grab our level terrain tool. And so let's go right there. We want it to be level with the canal. And so we'll go like that. And then I don't think I'm going to do the whole thing. I think it would be kind of crazy, but we're also not going for an incredibly realistic build with this city. We just kind of want to see what we can do with these canals and kind of, and go from there. But I do want to leave some height differences here. I don't want to just go out and level the entire city. So I think for right now, maybe we'll leave it like that, and then we can always come back through and kind of create some little plateaus for us, because I'm sure we'll have areas where there's not as much canals, and so we want to try to leave room for that. And so we'll come in here now, and now that we have enough space, let's try to figure out how far we want to be from this. So I think if we come out, so like right there, maybe if we come out like 2, maybe if we, you know what, we'll go 3, because then it leaves us a little more room. So if we go like right there, and then let's see about 5. I think 5 is good. That honestly may be a little too high. Let's see if we can fit a road underneath that and then see what it looks like, because I don't want this to be incredibly high, like 2. You know what? That's actually perfect. The street lights don't hit the bridge, and so I think that is a good height. And we will go ahead and put the other side right there, and then let's go ahead and draw this out. So we'll go like that, and then we will come up here and go like this, and then I think we will end up turning down this way, because then it's going to allow us to build another connection right there, which I think is going to be really important for us. So if we go like this, and let's go ahead and turn this, so we will come like right here. Did that go on the ground? Oh wow. Okay, well, looks like I messed up here. I'm just gonna go ahead and fix this real quick, and there we go. I'm not entirely certain how that happened. I think I kind of got ahead of myself with that second road. I didn't even raise it up at all. It was kind of crazy. It wasn't raised up at all. And so now if we come down here, I think it would be good for us to maybe go straight. We'll go like right there, and then we'll come down like right there, and then we want this to branch off like right there. And so I think with bridges, they normally will try to identify a narrow part of the crossing, and so I think right here is actually pretty good. So if we then copy this guy over, all right, and so there we go. Now we can come up here, connect it right there, and then let's try to identify. I think if we come up right here, and we'll go like right there, and then let's go ahead and go straight. You know what? I think we're going to have to turn a little bit while we're at it. So then we'll come up here, go like right there. Yeah, I think that's good. And I'm just going to copy it on this side. Yeah, there we go. And then I think we want to try to be mindful of the terrain over here. So I think if we stay off of this hill, it'll be a little bit better for us, and then we'll end up coming up here, and we're going to have to kind of deal with this hill, but I really don't know if that's something that we can avoid. And so I'm just going to go ahead and connect it up over there, and then we'll build out a little interchange. So then we will come up here, just kind of turn this around, maybe follow the terrain a little bit, and then now we can come up over here, maybe go like right there, and then we'll leave that right there for right now. And then let's go ahead, and it does look like we have prop anarchy on, so we're gonna have to come back through and get rid of all those trees. And you know what, that actually looks pretty good. I think that turned out well. We do have to come through here and kind of fix the trees a little bit. I messed up a little bit. And so now what I'm thinking is just a little simple interchange, probably the same as this one, just a couple flyovers. It's not going to be a 4-way interchange. I really don't think we're going to need the freeway to go that way. If we even build out this section of the map, it's going to be really distant in the future. And so I think for right now, just a 3-way interchange is really going to be all we need. And so it's kind of funny. I don't know if we even need this to be off the ground anymore. And it kind of looks like our elevations are really all over the place with this too. And there we go. And so now before we even build this interchange, what I want to do is go into the network multi-tool. And if anybody's interested in the mods that I'm using, go ahead and check out the link in my description. We're going to go like this. We're going to come all the way probably to over here and then just hit enter. What that's going to do is level this whole thing out so that we don't have any crazy like height differences and stuff like that. And we'll go like this. And there are areas where it gets a little closer and farther away, but it's something that you see with highways, and so I wasn't really too concerned with it being a perfect distance away, because normally whenever you have separated highways like this, especially when it's outside of a city, they will vary in distance depending on the terrain, and so I think it is still capturing a certain level of realism there, which is really what we're trying to go for here. And so let's go ahead and move this up now. So we're going to come like right here. Yeah, there we go. And then we will grab this, go like right there. And then what we need to do is create a flyover that's going to come this way. We need to have a road that branches off here, but then we also need to have a flyover that comes this way. Yeah, you know what? That's actually not bad. And then we can come in here, go like that, and then let's drop this down to a 2-lane. So we'll go like this, and then we will have it go straight. Yeah, there we go. And then let's drop it down to a single lane since we really don't need 2 lanes merging into this, but maybe we'll come back and change that. But I think if we go like that, that'll be good. And then let's go ahead and make one on this side as well. And voila, I think that's pretty good. Normally you'd probably have the flyovers on the opposite end, but I've seen them come on the right as well. And so I'm not super worried about it. I initially had planned for the flyover to be in the middle lane, but I think it actually provided, especially for this one I'm turning around right now, a little more room for us to get over this top road, but we do need to go back in with move it and then just kind of adjust it a little bit. So you can kind of see like this, I don't know if that would be good. Like I feel like cars would probably just run right into that. I feel like that's probably not safe. And so we're going to go like this, and then we're going to come in here and, you know, we'll just bring that to the same height. Maybe even drop that down just a smidge. Yeah, if we go like right there. Because then what we can do is jump in here to the slope tool, go like right there, and then let's come up here, hit enter, and then let's go ahead and copy it on this side and see what it gives us. So we'll go like that. And then let's go ahead and do the same thing here. So we'll grab that middle node because we really don't want this to go down. And so we want to use this as like the high point. So that's why we're grabbing that right there. So then we'll go like this. Gives us a nice even slope. And we'll go ahead and do it over here too, just so that we can make sure that these are even as well. And it's kind of funny. We're on so much of a hill that we're just kind of carving into this now. But I think what we'll do is we will jump into the soften terrain tool, and we'll just go ahead and soften this up. I think we will keep those probably the same though, because I feel like, I mean, these ones are going up, so I think that would actually be kind of realistic for us if it were going into the hills, but maybe we'll just soften this a little bit. So if we go like that and go like this, because it's still going up the hill, and at least it wouldn't be like a sharp cliff. So we can go like that too. Though, I mean, you do see that it kind of reminds me in Los Angeles, the 405. It's carved out like that, and it literally is just a huge, huge like little cliff like that. It's kind of interesting, but just because of the space, like they needed to put the interchange there, and so they probably blasted it or something like that to get it to work. And so now I think that's pretty good. Let's go ahead and put in some entrance lanes though, so that we can that we don't have to worry about people having to merge. Go like that. Looks like these are lined up. You know, it's so funny. I did the wrong ones. So you got to go like this. I've done this before too. The divided lines. We did that in Crater Lake where it actually people started going the opposite direction. I was like, what is happening here? So you definitely don't want to do that. And so let's go ahead and flip this around now. Yeah, there we go. I think that actually looks really good. It's clean. It's a very clean interchange. It is kind of going uphill here, but it's just because of the terrain. But I think our flyovers are really nice. The actual freeway itself turned out pretty good. This turned out really good. It looks like we were using sound barriers on some of it, but then on the other ones we weren't. So maybe we'll go ahead and upgrade these to the ones with sound barriers just so that we can get a little uniformity here. Yeah, there we go. Just an easy way to kind of get that consistency going. And then I think we will go like that. Then this opens up, and so now we have 2 lanes and 3, so these are pretty good. Let's go ahead and jump into traffic management, just kind of set these up. We'll just future-proof, especially since this is so far away. I really don't know like when we're going to come back over here. This is so far away from anything else. I do kind of wish that these were lined up a little more. So I think what I'm going to do is I'll just clean that up, and then we will connect this up just to make it connect to the same, area. Yeah, there we go. And so now what I want to do, we'll jump over here. I'm just going to go ahead and connect this up and then probably do the same type of interchange, just a couple flyovers. I could do a trumpet though too, but I'm just going to go ahead and put that in real quick. Yeah, there we go. And I think it turned out good. I just did something similar to the other side. And so now all I need to do is just jump in here, and we are going to do the 4-lane roads again, but we're going to make sure it's the 4-lane highway. We're just going to create a couple of exit lanes. We don't need to get crazy with it, just enough to provide some room for people to get over so that you don't end up with any crazy traffic scenarios. And we'll just go like this, and looks like that one needs to be flipped around. So let's go ahead and do that real quick before we forget. That could be bad. I mean, people going backwards, that could be really dangerous. I don't know if I don't know if that would be good. So if we go like that, yeah, this one's good. That one's good too. And so now we can jump back in here, go like this, go like that, and then fix this one up, and perfect. I think that actually looks really good. And so this one, we will jump down to a 2-lane since we don't need that 3rd lane anymore. And so we'll come in here and go like this. We'll do the same thing on this side. And then what that does is it allows us to jump back into that lane connector tool. Go like that again, go like that, and perfect. And so now we have a connection that basically goes all around our city. And this is really going to provide us a lot of room for growth. This was kind of why we needed to do it. I was kind of playing around with the idea of not doing it. I just knew that as we expanded out this area more, it was really going to become a big problem for us. And so now what I'm thinking is we will just, as we start expanding into this area, we'll probably just jump into a 4-lane divided highway. So we'll probably just use this 4-lane 2-way highway with barriers. Because this is something that I used in Zillawood. We haven't really used it in Crater Lake though, but it's still a highway, but it's connected. And so it's a little smaller, and it's something that you would see more inside of a city. And so I think it's going to work out really well. And so now we are able to move on. And so I do want to create a couple connections for this. And so let's go in here and let's grab one of these roads, and let's go ahead and let's try to figure this out. So if we do a connection over here, we could do a connection right here in the middle, and you know, we might even be able to turn that into our highway connection. It does look like this is still a little messed up. Oh, there you go. And so let's go in here, and then let's try to figure out a good spot. So maybe if we drop this down to the ground, and then turn back on snapping. And so I want this to be parallel with this. So if we go like right there, and then let's come up here. Yeah, there we go. I don't know if we're going to keep that road, but I think maybe we'll keep this road right here. I think that would actually be good. I don't know why it like switched over to that other road. I had somehow unconnect toggle node snapping. It's got to be a hotkey or something that I accidentally hit. And so now what we can do is, I think maybe we'll, oh no, because we're going to still continue the canal. So maybe we'll just push this back a little bit further, and we've really got to figure out what we're going to do with this. Maybe we'll create some more plateaus like we did in Crater Lake. It's just I want the two cities to be distinct from each other. I don't want them to be too similar, you know. We really want to try and explore some different ideas with this. So if we go like this, and then I think maybe we will turn this into our highway connection. So what we'll do now is probably just do a couple standard little connections. Maybe we'll make them a little farther apart though, since this is going to be a little bit of a higher volume connection. And there we go. And this actually leaves some room for us to be able to do some decorations in here too. We'll probably just do some light stuff. Maybe just jump in here and do some foliage and just kind of clean it up a little bit. Yeah, there we go. Something really easy. I just did some trees along the roads, and then just kind of filled it in with foliage and trees. Almost made it look like overgrowth instead of it being landscaped, but then the trees along the road just kind of helped clean it up, make it look a little better. Especially since it's so big, it would just help to be a little more inviting. And so now what I want to do is go ahead and do some of our exit lanes on here too, since we know these are going to be super important. And so we'll come up here, go back to that 4-lane road. We will just upgrade this, and we'll go back to unmodded. We'll go like that. And we just want them to be kind of even on either side, and it's kind of hard to get it perfect a lot. So we'll jump in here and just kind of stretch this out. Kind of wish these were a little bit better. Maybe we'll actually, yeah, we'll go with these because I'd rather have that little bit of space in the middle. So if we go like that. Hey, you know what? That actually looks really good. Let's make sure that this other side is connected up because I don't see any cars on it. And so I wonder if we have some problems. I mean, I don't see any problems, but I guess not. I mean, maybe it's just people are going through there, but we'll jump into the junction tool here in a second. Let's go ahead and jump in here, and we'll go to the lane connector tool. Go like this. And just finish this up so we don't have to really worry about it. I think that looks pretty good. I could come in here with the intersection marking tool as well, but I think we'll kind of leave that for right now. And then let's go ahead and make sure that people can use this other side. So we'll come in here, grab this guy. Oh, you know what? Yeah, that actually... So there's people using it, which is good. And let's go ahead and make sure that people are using this as well. This is something that you can really use to make sure that you're not having any issues. which is kind of funny. It would make sense for this way not to be used. So somebody coming this way and then turning right, there's really nothing over here. But as we expand, then this way will be utilized a little bit more. But for right now, there's really just no reason for anybody to want to go that way. And so now let's go ahead and figure out how we're going to connect this up. So let's maybe get rid of that road, though. I think we'll keep that there, but we'll do a road above it real quick. So let's grab this, and then we will come up over here, and we will go up. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then let's see about connecting that right there, and then let's see about our levels. Where are we at? So I think this actually looks pretty good. Let's go ahead and level that out, and I think that is tall enough for the ferries too, which is good. But then we have created a connection. Let's see if we can do a road underneath now. So we'll lower this down, go like right here. Let's look at that. You know what? That actually looks pretty good. I'm surprised. For a second there, I really didn't think that was going to work out. But it does look like it's a little lower too. So let's check this out. Let's go up a little bit. Oh, I messed up. So we'll go like that, go like that, go like that. I mean, it clips the lights a little bit, but I think it's low enough for any semis or anything, and so I don't think we have anything to worry about. And for right now, we're probably not going to even work on that. I just wanted to future-proof ourselves to maybe do like a waterfront area right here. And so now that we have that connected, we should have this all set up. Let's go ahead and set these up too. So let's go in here, just Control-Shift-Click. We want to set up those lane arrows. And so now what we want to do is jump over here now, and let's go ahead and oh, you know what? Let's upgrade this road too. I didn't even think about that. I was doing all the stuff in between episodes and I forgot that this road is still a 2-lane one-way. So let's actually upgrade this all the way down. And this is really going to help the city out a ton. Go like that. And then let's come up over here. And then let's go ahead and go straight because we want to continue on this kind of couplet feel that we got going on. We'll have this go and connect right there. And then let's go ahead and copy it on the other side since this is such a major road for our area. I think it would be really nice if we could have this go all the way down. Even though we did put the canal in the middle, I think it's still a really nice touch. And I like having the whole couplet looks. So let's go ahead and put in a road. We'll come in here. Let's do a 4-lane. And maybe we will connect it up. Yeah, there we go. And then what we can do is drop this down. So we'll come down here. Like right there. Let's go ahead and look at that slope because I don't want it to be too crazy. No, that's pretty good. And then let's go ahead and copy it on this side. So we'll come down here, go like that, and then let's come up over here. I want there to be a road right on the key wall. So we'll literally come like right down here. And let's connect this up. We need to figure out some connections for this. So maybe if we do one like right here. It's going to be kind of weird having these down roads, but I think it ends up turning out, it looks pretty good, so I'm not too worried about it. So if we go like that, and then it would be nice if we could connect that up. It's just this comes at a weird angle to this road. I don't know how it's going to work out symmetrically. This whole road down here was kind of slanted, and I was fighting with the idea of straightening it out. It's just the whole way that the canal is designed, it kind of ended up a little sideways. So I think for this, what we'll do is we will come out like right here and just connect it up. Yeah, there we go. So then it kind of straightens it out a little bit. Not much, but a little bit. And so, yeah, there we go. I mean, we got a little bit of a grid showing up. We got a little bit of a pattern, which is good. And so now what we can do is come down here. And I think we will drop down to a 2-lane road now. And the reason I'm doing this is because I want waterfront zoning. It's really going to be something that's super important for us. So if we come down here, even though that's a little off, the outside square definitely cleans it up. And we actually have pretty good access for this area now. And we have a bunch of waterfront zoning. This area over here is a little empty, but I think we're going to end up doing a waterfront area over here. So I'm not super worried about it. And so what I'm thinking here is we... now that we have mods, we can really start playing around with some cool things. So I would like to do like a high-rise neighborhood. So we're going to come in here and we're going to do 2 inlets. And, maybe we'll just leave it at that. And then we are going to jump into a 2-unit road. I want to go all the way around. I'm going to go like that. And we'll come up over here. And we'll go like this. And I want to do like a pool and a community center in the middle. And we will do, maybe we'll even do the whole middle as like a walkway community pool area. So maybe we'll come in here. We could connect this up. Let's go ahead and see how that looks. So if we do the entire middle section as a walkway, we don't even really need these roads. We could just do paths. You know what? I think that's actually going to work out good. And so if we go like this, and then we will connect this path up all the way across. And that was just on the other side of this. So if we copy that, yeah, you know what? That's pretty close. It's not perfect that you can tell this one's a little bit closer. So I think I'm just going to shift it up real quick. Yeah, there we go. And so what I'm trying to capture here is, at least where I'm from, Las Vegas, we have areas where they're like large condominium complexes that are built up of a bunch of different high rises. And a lot of times, you know, they're the same style. But what I'm hoping for is to capture a bunch of different styles in here. And so we will go like this and we will cut this across. Yeah, that's pretty good. And then I think we're going to do self-sufficient housing because I really want to get some of those nice homes in here, especially since this is going to be our first high-density neighborhood. So then we're going to go like this, and then let's go ahead and connect up our path networks. Go like that, and then we will go like this. And then I think for this middle section, we're actually going to get rid of zoning. Yeah, we'll go like that. And then we're actually going to make this like a gated area so that this would be like a controlled access, like there'd be a guard or something that would go in. And you know, let's pause because we don't have anything set up right now. And then let's go ahead and mirror that on this side. And so we're going to come up here, we're going to go like that, and then we are just going to follow this around. Yeah, you know, that actually looks pretty interesting. So then we can connect this up, and then let's go ahead and move this pillar. Probably just get rid of it. You know what, we'll, I mean, I didn't mean to get rid of that one. So if we come in here, let's lower this down. And then let's go ahead and do this as well. And let's put that pillar back because I feel like, you know, supports are pretty important. We don't want to just go around deleting supports. So there you go. I mean, we got a pretty nice little grid going there. And then I think for this side, we will do, so we got high density right there. We'll do some high density in here. But then I want to also continue some low density because I don't want to just start sprouting up a ton of high density everywhere. So I think if we go in here and we're going to do similar style neighborhood, but instead of high density, we're going to do low density. And maybe we'll actually go a little bit further. So if we bring that like right there, and then let's go ahead and bring this around. Yeah, there we go. You know, I mean, this is, it's going to be different, but I think it's going to look good. I guess not really different, but there you go. And then let's go ahead and connect up some paths. We can get some walkability in here. Go like this. Bada bing. And there we go. And I don't know if we'll do paths on this one. I guess we could. I'm tempted to. I mean, having that access would be really good. Yeah, you know what? We'll go ahead and connect these up with paths because having path access in this area would be really good. So we'll go like that, go like this, go like this. And there we go. Yeah, you know what? I think that looks pretty good. I actually really like how this is turning out. And then I'm just going to go ahead and do another little neighborhood over here, but I think we are going to leave some room for us to do a school area. And we could actually just turn this into, let's actually turn this one into a school area, and then we will turn this into a low density area. So if we come up here, go like this. Let's go ahead and do our little road across. And there we go. And then let's go ahead and do a little cul-de-sac in the middle. Go like that. And then let's connect this up with a path. So we'll go like this. Perfect. Let's connect this up as well. You gotta remember walking is super important. So we'll go like that. Let's go ahead and connect this up. And, you know, this is actually coming together pretty crazy. So now I think this area is going to look really good as a schooling area. So what I would like to do is, I think I got some school assets. I think I got a soccer field. Maybe I did. Oh, we're in props. So we'll change that. Oh man, I guess not. Did I get a field? I thought I did. That's so interesting. Oh, so we have a track and field. You know, we'll do that. So we'll come in here and we're just gonna plop that down right there. And then we will say that this is like a running school, though I think they would probably have rowing too. I think with the colleges, we have the ability to do an aquatic center. Yeah, so I think once we do a university area, we'll probably do an aquatics. I wish they had. Maybe I'll go into the Steam Workshop and see if we can get like a rowing center for our high schools, because then we can say that the schools like compete in rowing championships or something, because especially this high school is like right there. They would be able to see each other. And so let's jump in here now and let's do just a small park. So small park, it's actually a little too big. So maybe we'll go like right there. Yeah, you know what, that's perfect. It fits into. And then let's see about putting in a small elementary on this side. And then let's put in the small little playground again. So small playground. And then I think we'll put some parking in here. I think parking would be really good for this area. We could even, let's go ahead and delete that, and then we'll jump into parking. And then I think I'm just going to do a big parking lot real quick. Yeah, there we go. It's definitely a massive parking lot, but I think it'd be good for this area. And so now what I want to do is just going to run in here, and I think we're going to do some fences around the outside. So we're going to go this park fence, and we're going to turn off snapping. Come down here. I'm just going to kind of go all the way around with this. Yeah, there we go. I actually really like that. I think that looks good. And then I think we'll do commercial around the outside. I think that would be pretty good. But I was really hoping to fit in some of these assets as well, because we need to do all of our services. So let's try to figure out, you know what, this actually looks like the perfect location. And it's right next to the school, so this would be a really good spot for all this. So we'll come in here, go like that, go like that. Yeah, perfect. Look at that. I think we will even shift these over just a little bit. Go like this, go like that. And then we can come into Surface Painter. No, you know what? We'll just do some trees around the outside. I was going to do a big concrete slab, but I think because these are surface services, it'd be nicer if you did just some light landscaping, especially with the little clinic. Hey, you know what? It's not overdone. It looks good. And so now let's jump in here and do, we could do a sauna, especially, you know, we'll do a sauna right there. And then let's go ahead and do the community pool. There you go. And so now we have that. It does look like we're starting to run a little low on money. We'll go like this. And then let's see about putting in a dog park here too. Yeah, you know what? That actually looks really good. I think this came together really well. So we got the sauna, we have the dog park, we have the community pool, and so now let's go ahead and see about, so if we do low density right there, let's see, I'm thinking if we'll do some commercial right here with another little ferry stop. So we'll come in here, go to ferries, ferry stop, and you know what, I don't want it to snap to that road, so let's go ahead and delete this, because yeah, I want it to be where it's supposed to be. Because then we can always come back and we'll grab this and Control H it right there. Let's go ahead and delete this because I want it to level up with that other road. So we'll come in here, go to the 2-unit road. And so I think I'm just going to upgrade these roads to the ones with trees real quick. Just because it's going to give us a little bit of a better look for this area, and it helps with land value. You know what? I actually really like this layout. I think this is super interesting. And so I think we will do, so high density right there. We're going to do some landscaping. Let's go ahead and fill in some paths right here. So I want to do a path down the middle. And you know what? I think that is pretty good. And so now let's go ahead and figure out what we're going to do for zoning. So I think we will do commercial around the outside of this, and we'll maybe even put commercial. Now, you know what? I'm going to jump into zoning adjuster, and we're actually going to disable zoning on this side. Just because I would prefer the shops to be on that other street, and it's really going to help us to ensure that. So we're going to go like this, and then we're going to leave around this empty because I really want to do some sort of landscaping. And I think, you know what, we'll probably do the same thing over here. So we'll just go like that. But then we are going to do low density in here. This is going to be just like a low density neighborhood. I think that'll end up looking good if we do that, because then it's going to kind of follow a pattern here. But then I think we're going to go ahead and do some high density along this road right here, just because it's really going to help us to capture a really cool look here along the quay wall. That's really what I was going for here. And so let's go ahead and fill this in as high density as well. So we'll go like that. And then what I'm thinking is we are going to jump into a district, and we're going to paint this little front section as its own district because I want this to be organic and local produce. And it's kind of funny, recently I've just been using organic and local produce so much, but I think it just is such a cool look. And I've seen so many other creators use it, like Overcharged Egg and Few Candy and Joy Build Cities. And it just looks so good that I just, I've kind of like fallen in love with it. Because you really get a lot of those really cool stalls, and everything just comes together really well, and it really allows you to do some really interesting designs, especially if you landscape as well, and that's really what we're trying to go for here. And so now what I would like to do, let's go ahead and see if we can put a path on this side. Yeah, it looks like we can fit one in, because I want a path to be along this little key wall here. We go like this, and then let's go ahead and connect up one more too. So let's come over here, and then let's go ahead and do it over here too. It looks like maybe if we get a little further away from the canal, we can do it. And it looks like the housing on this side is actually a little too close, so I don't know if we're going to be able to do it on that side, which is okay. I mean, we don't have to. I just want to try to get some movement in here. And the more people you can get moving around, the cooler it looks. And so that's really what I'm trying to go for here. So maybe we will go ahead and do a path behind here. Go like that. And then we could even turn this little area into like a park area, because I think we're going to do some surface painter back here. And so I think that's pretty good. We definitely have a lot of room where it's kind of left unzoned. Let's see if we can come in here and get some zoning in here without it being on that front road. I think that actually worked. Yeah, that's actually going to work out perfect. And then we're going to do landscaping around this guy because it's high density. And you know what? I think that's really good. So I'm just going to go ahead and put down some water pipes real quick. And voila, water pipes everywhere. It does look like our sewage treatment is definitely going to need an upgrade here soon. I was kind of hoping to wait to get the water treatment plant, but it looks like you have 14,000, 26,000, so we're not going to get it for quite a while. And so let's go ahead and unpause, and then start letting this stuff grow in. Let's figure out something to do with this first. So I think if we do another eco inland, and I just hate to keep, you know what, maybe we're going to, let's go ahead and create a service area. We could do over here. I'm tempted to do it right there. This isn't a bad area, because then we could just move a lot of that stuff. It's really not that great though. We could do it right here too. I didn't even think about that. Man, look at our traffic over here. This is just crazy. We need to hook up that connection over here, because we need to start getting these people to take a different route. Let's see if we can fix this, because this is really bad. So maybe if we go like that, let's go ahead and turn this into a 3-lane too. So we're going to jump in here and upgrade this, and then let's jump back in here and give it some nice lane arrows so we can get people go in the direction they want to go. And then let's tell people to not change lanes right here. Let's go ahead and tell them they need to change lanes back there. That's a good spot. And we might need to come in here and move this. What is this? Look at this. Like, this is just crazy. Okay, so we're going to tell the buses that they need to actually turn into the appropriate lane, because this is kind of crazy. They're totally messing everything up for us. Yeah, there we go. So now at least the buses aren't going to be blocking people as much. And then let's go ahead and clean this up now. And then let's go ahead and clean this up too. I didn't realize how bad our problems were, but I guess since we've upgraded that to a 3-lane road, we haven't really unpaused it. Yeah, this is becoming an issue for us, but before we get sidetracked, let's go ahead and place this one down. Okay, so let's put in one right here. We are going to be, once we get the water treatment plant, we are going to be upgrading all this. I mean, it doesn't look terrible. It's, a service center, and so, or it's an industrial area. So, I mean, it goes with the surrounding area, but I just prefer it to be a little nicer. So now we can come up over here. It does look like we need to connect this up. So let's connect this up right there. And then I think let's go ahead and do some high density right there too. No, you know what? We're going to turn that into a nice little waterfront area. And so this area is actually coming together pretty good. Let's look. So we got power connected. It does look like this little space up here is a little disconnected. Let's go ahead and throw in another geothermal plant. And we had created this space to be able to put in 2. And we have enough water availability. How's our trash doing? So our trash is slowly becoming a problem again. You know what? I'm tempted to do one of those service centers. So I think we're going to do one right here. And if anybody's familiar with I did these in Zillawood. I haven't done them in Crater Lake, but it just helps you to kind of mitigate the pollution that comes from trash. And so what we're going to do is we're going to place 3 of these, and then we will have our road go around. Can I get out of this? Our road go up here, and then we'll have it connect right there. I think that's good. And then let's go ahead and fix this too. And then let's recycle centers back here. So if we go like right there, let's go ahead and connect that up. I think we can turn that into a ground piece too. Yeah, there you go. And then this just leaves us some room to be able to put like a few of them. So maybe if we go like there, and then of course we are running out of money now, but I'm going to go ahead and put in some water pipes. Yeah, there we go. And then what I'm going to do is go ahead and fence it off and turn this into basically its own little service center area. Yeah, there we go. You know what? It's okay. It looks pretty good. It does look like our processing's still pretty low, but at least now, especially these areas are a little bit farther, we should be able to service this area. And so let's go ahead and set up these lane arrows while we're at it. So let's go like that. We're going to go ahead and I'm just going to set up all of them. This isn't something that we've been focusing on since we didn't have mods, but now we do. And so now it is something that we want to try to pay attention to. Yeah, there we go. And then how's our road going? It's looking pretty good. And so what I'm thinking for this area, let's go ahead while we're letting that kind of grow out before we start diving into the detailing. I really want to set up this junction over here because this is going to help us out so much. Yeah, there we go. I kind of wish it followed the coast a little bit better, but I think this is going to work for our purpose. And so now what we need to do, let's go ahead and delete that. And we're going to do a crossover like right here. Yeah, I think that's good. And then let's go ahead and do a junction. We're just going to do a simple one. I don't think we're going to go as wide as we did on the other one. So we will come in here and I'm just going to go ahead and do just a basic one where they're both connected. Probably about like right here. Yeah, there we go. Super easy. And then I'm going to jump into the slope tool. Go like this. Go like that, go like this, and then go like this, and then I think that looks pretty good, but I want to obviously move this pillar. I don't think that it's really safe. I feel like that pillar being in the middle there would be kind of an issue. And then I'm just going to throw down some basic little foliage here. Since we decorated that other one, I kind of want to follow a pattern here. Yeah, there we go. Super simple, and I think I'm even going to upgrade these to be ground pieces all the way up so that, again, we can follow that same uniformity over here. Yeah, there we go. And so I had turned these into ground pieces too, since a lot of times you really don't see elevated pieces unless it has to be elevated, because having this backfill would be, I'm guessing it's just less expensive. And so I think that's good. And so now we can already see a bunch of these people are using it. And so what I'm hoping is it's going to provide a little bit of relief for this section over here. And so now people are going to be taking this road coming up here and then getting off and then coming over here. And so as we expand out even further, we'll probably have a bridge come across here. And I think it just looks really good. It's kind of funny after looking at this, like this is such a large interchange. This is just massive, but I think it looks good and it's going to really help to service this area. And so now what I'm thinking, this actually is coming in pretty good. And initially I was going to do self-sufficient, though, we did self-sufficient in the middle here. I think for the rest of this area, though, we're going to keep it regular. And so I'm going to go ahead and paint this in as a district. And we really need to come up with some sort of theme for this this build. I really want to get some names going and then even some founding people, because I know it's really common for cities to have like schools or even roads named after famous people associated with the founding of the city. And so I want to try to come up with something like that. Like I know where I grew up, there's a couple really big names that pretty much a ton of stuff in the city is named after, and just because they were rich people who lived there and invested in the city, and so it's something that we want to try to capture here. And so now what I'm going to do, I'm just going to do something really simple. I'm going to go into a hedge and I'm going to do this traceable object hedge really like this guy. And then what we're going to do is just kind of copy this around. It's going to help to create a little bit of an atmosphere in here. Hey, you know what? I think that looks really good. I like this area a lot. And I think, let's go ahead and do some trees in here. Yeah, there we go. You know what? I think that looks great. And I'm just going to go ahead and copy it on this side. Just use the hedges around and just kind of clean it up a little bit. Yeah, there we go. I think that looks really good. And so the idea for neighborhoods like this is that they give up some zoning to create more of an atmosphere. And in turn, they tend to charge more for the development. And so what can happen is you'll get a developer who will create the space and then lease out the plots of land with certain conditions. And so they'll say, oh, well, you know, attracting a high-rise condo, and then they create the whole neighborhood and oftentimes manage it as well. And so it just really helps to create a nice vibe for areas. Like I know Las Vegas has quite a few little areas like this, though all the buildings would probably be owned by one developer. You wouldn't normally have heavy landscaping like this unless it was just one developer creating it all. But instead of me trying to do the same buildings over and over, which I could use plop the growables, I decided to capture more of a landscaped look while having the more random buildings. But I think it still looks really good. I went ahead and put a strip of offices in here. I really like what's coming in here, but I was trying to capture this like road by the office kind of vibe here, because this is something that I really like. And this is something it kind of reminds me of like San Francisco or New York. You get these really tall buildings that are just right next to roads because just how the road fit. Like they didn't really have enough space, and so they just kind of like put it in there. So let's go ahead and tree line this as well. So I'm going to come in here, drop this down to 4, not 34. That's a little high. I think 34 might be a little much, but we're going to go like this. And then what we're going to do is just create a little bit of a separation for the people who live here. Hey, look at that big city, 14,000. So we don't need another square. We already got all the squares. We got the Liberal Arts College, which is great. We got, oh, hey, look at that. We got water treatment plants. So maybe on the next episode, we can do that. And we got crematoriums, which is fantastic. Let's actually jump in here and place a couple crematoriums, because this is something that we really need to do. So we got our 2 cemeteries right there. So let's go ahead and place a crematorium right here. And then let's go ahead and place one in here too. I think we're going to go like right there. Yeah, there you go. Nice. And so now we got crematoriums, which is fantastic. And let's go ahead and we could do some more shopping off of this. I guess because it's in a school. I don't know how I feel about that. Let's see if we can fit in some other little services in here. We could do, so we have the community pool over there, but it's more for that neighborhood. I wonder if we could. Building must be placed roads. Oh, we turned off zoning on this guy. Let's see if we can, you know what? I think this actually might work out. Yeah, you know what? It looks weird. I don't know how that would look. I think that looks terrible. Man, look at our little waterfront area. This is really coming together. We haven't even looked over here in a minute. Man, this is awesome. This is like super great. I love this little, we got like a little farmer's market going on. Same with this one. Some containers. We got some electrical parking, which is always nice. I don't think we set up our ferry line though. It's kind of funny. We got a little sidetracked. I think we can. So if we go like that, yeah, add stop. It'll take a second. He'll get it on the next round. I wonder if people start using it though. We completely forgot about this because we still need to decorate up this area. So I think maybe for this this back area, I'll just put in some foliage and stuff because I really don't want to do commercial zoning right next to the school. I would prefer it be something else. Oh, you know what? Let's actually do some of the sports parks. I didn't even think about that. Initially, I was like, thinking we were just going to leave this empty. So maybe if we go like that. Yeah, you know what? I think we can fit these in here pretty nicely. So if we go like right there, then that pole isn't too close, but we can come up here and go like that. You know what? I think that's a great feature. I don't know why I didn't think of that earlier, because having those sports here would just be fantastic. So now we can come up here, kind of fill these in. Nothing too crazy. And so what I would like to do with this back area is actually come in here, and we are going to use surface painter. That is a little too big. And we're going to fill this all in. I think we're going to go to the road just so that it creates a little bit of a natural barrier for us. But then we can come in here and we'll get rid of those trees. We'll go in here, get rid of those. And you know what? I think that looks fantastic. I do want to come in here though, and let's go to some planters. So planter, and we have a ton of planters that I recently got. I don't know if we're going to use any of those. I think we're just going to do some smaller ones. We could even do, let's see how big this one is. I think, because what I'm looking for is something almost yeah, you know what? This is actually perfect. Yeah, and then we're going to increase the spacing. We'll probably go to 10. I think 10 will probably, yeah, look at that. And then what I want is for this to be literally right on the waterfront. Like right there. Yeah, look at that. And then I think I'm just going to fill these in with the young lindens again. We really need to find like another tree or something because we're overusing this one poor tree. But we're going to turn on anarchy. We're going to go through, and I'm just going to do every other one, and then we're going to come back and do some lights. This is just a really nice like waterfront feature. Yeah, you know what? I think that looks really good, and I think we'll honestly keep that like that. I was initially thinking we put lights, but the path actually has lights in it, and so I'm not really worried about it. We could do something else with this as well, but you often see large piers like this where it's just a big concrete area. And so I really don't want to overdo it. I think having those little planters on the side would be good. And then we could come in here. Let's go ahead. We'll do one big square of zoning right there. And we'll come up here and do this as well. And what that's going to do is it's just going to help break it up a little bit. Though I really like all this. Like, this is great. And look how many people are already using this. I think our ferries are definitely getting stretched a little bit. But just because they don't carry a lot of people. It's actually not bad. So look at that. So 32. This one's full. I mean, they're pretty full. I'm guessing the buses have probably supplemented that a little bit, but I think this looks good. I think it turned out really well. I like that we did the track and field, though. I think the aquatics would be a little bit better. I'm tempted to put that in as concrete, but I almost feel like residential would be better. Maybe if you guys let me know if we should do like high density or low density there, or what you guys think. And then let's go ahead and come up with a name with this too. I really think we have some cool opportunities to do some rivals and stuff or something fun. But I think this came together pretty well. If you've enjoyed it, go ahead and hit that like button. If you're interested in checking out the first episode of this series, go ahead and click on the video on your screen. And thank you so much for watching. I will catch you on the next episode.